You guys know what it is. Welcome back to He Said Us. Today I may not be with one of my fellow compadres as I usually am on this channel, but I want to talk about and revisit a drama that I talked about last week, one that I'm very invested in, and I have a lot of thoughts about what is going on with this situation because I don't think I have ever seen someone so, dare I use the word, delusional when it comes to the controversies they are in such a way where I want to flat out say that this guy that we're talking about today does not deserve the time and energy that he's been given by other YouTubers. And even after having people, cover his story in a fair and thorough way, which, includes hours and hours of sifting through evidence that he has provided for the things that people are saying about him. No, the Tall Knight is irrefutably just not a good dude. Like, he should not be on the internet. He should not be continuing to try to defend himself because it's gotten to the point where he is so willing to stretch the truth, deflect, and straight up lie about things that are happening in order to make his mark on the internet. But the part that really makes me so taken aback by the whole thing is that he is so sure that he has fully done nothing wrong. He is so sure of it, and no matter how many awful things come out about him and no matter how many horrible responses he makes to it, he keeps on going. It somehow keeps continuing into this horrible rabbit hole of this kid who is just straight up he's an idiot. He is so dumb. I'm not gonna mince my words here. I'm not gonna sugarcoat the He Said Us cake. I seriously am at the point where this guy is one of the worst dudes. He's just a bad, not a fun dude to listen to talk to, try to understand, to be around. He may look like a knight, but he's built like a goddamn groundhog. He seriously gets kicked around so easily. And I really do think that if he handled it in a more mature and less explosive way, then he might be in a better place. But I'm telling you, this dude has straight up destroyed his own internet career, and I seriously think the number one perpetrator of causing that to happen, no, it's not some commentary channel. No, these people, these haters of yours did not shut down your online career. It was you, dude. The way you reacted to it, that's why we are in this position. I have a few funny things to show you guys today because this is so wild, okay? I've never come across an internet influencer who has quite acted like this. A lot of people said in the last video that I was being too hyperbolic by saying that this is the craziest way I've seen someone react to a controversy. But honestly, he is starting to make Colleen Ballinger look very calm and collected compared to him, because he is not good at handling any sort of tension or drama in his life. And even though most of the world has no idea who he is or has never heard of him or at least confuses him with Swagger Souls, dude, you wear a knight helmet and make thirst traps. Literally nobody cares about your actual personal beliefs, but you made us care because this is horrible. I want to start with the video before I get into what he's saying about YouTubers. I want to start with this video, which is one that initially made me want to revisit this video because, oh my gosh, he will continually double down that he didn't do anything wrong. Evidence will come out and then he'll just push it to the side and keep going. This was 4 days ago. Watch this.
All right, Tall Knight has finally responded to the leaked DMs of him and a 16-year-old girl. Let's take a look.
All I did was compliment her and then tell her to tell me to go away.
So all he did was compliment this 16-year-old girl. I know you're thinking, wait, in the first video you made with Ethan, it was a 17-year-old girl. Yes, this is a different girl. I know before he said that all he did was call a 17-year-old girl cute. That was his main thing that he said he was guilty of, and that's not the case. He said that he complimented this 16-year-old girl and told her to stop talking to him, which means irrefutably he's not in the wrong. Let's read those texts, though. We have the Tall Knight doing some crying emoji stuff up here. She's saying yes. He says in all caps, this is going to get really cringe, I'm sorry. Dude, you are so far out of my league, the F. I'm hella intimidated by you, LMAO. Unless I'm just intimidating in a creepy way. Tear emoji. All right, well, time to refresh my notifications for the next 2 hours until you respond. She likes the message. He says, hooray. It doesn't even wait for her to respond. He says, hooray, you're back. He says, I'm basically begging at this point, just waiting for you to tell me to go away because I don't got the willpower to stop talking to you otherwise. Either text me back faster or block me because this suspense is just making me more obsessed. So literally, like, this is why I have zero, respect for him at this point. Like, there's no part of me that thinks that Mr. Tall Knight over here deserves at all to have, the same audience he did before. And that's completely his fault because he's misconstruing everything every step of the way. He said that he told this girl to stop texting him. That's not, if you are interacting with a minor, if you say to them, hey, I'm going to text you until you specifically tell me to stop texting you back. That's not what that means. That's not what consent is. That's not what and let me tell you, he always has a response. He always has something to say back. But he says that he's obsessed. He keeps asking her to text him back. It's really hard stuff to look at. And she says, "Mwahaha, the suspense, I'm in your head." And he says, yes. You guys are not going to like this part.
The entire conversation was PG. It was appropriate.
Anyway, I'm still waiting for you to break my heart.
Anyways, I'm still waiting for you to break my heart. Just like step on it, please. You got me out here waiting for notifications from you. This is like, what a freak. I thought he had a girlfriend in his past story, but no, I think he was cheating on her. And what part of this isn't making you look bad, dude? Just because you don't straight up say the word sex or say the word penis, that doesn't mean that you are absolved from being weird. Dude, I think he looks at this through the lens of like, you guys can't, like, this isn't illegal. I can't go to jail for this. That's not the point. The point is that this is like creepy ass shit. Like, it's weird. You're a weirdo. And people have decided that they do not want to be a fan of yours anymore. So what do you want at this point? Do you want to keep crying about it? Do you want to keep whining? You're not going to go to jail, dude. There's no internet police shutting you down besides, what you might consider everybody like reporting your account or whatever. Even if everyone said it's okay, they still think you're a freak. You don't have the audience anymore. It's too late. You ruined that.
Just like step on it, please. You got me out here just waiting for notifications from you.
And yeah, that conversation lasted a couple of days. It was like a slight back and forth.
June 30th, July 2nd, July 3rd, July 4th.
What I did was compliment a girl's eyes.
Your eyes just look so full of innocence, and I like...
He did not say, your eyes look so full of innocence. What the fuck? He's like yelling at her. She said, why me? I don't want to catch feelings for someone that fast, so just break my heart already so I can move on. You're so goddamn beautiful. Oh God, those eyes just look so... This legitimately, and a lot of you, might be already thinking, this is like predator behavior. The messages he's sending, they might not be outright sexual, and I mean, how can it not be seen that way? I actually don't know how I can say that this is not trying to be romantic or flirty or whatever the fuck this is. It is so gross. He's such a freak.
I just want to protect you.
In the state of Ohio, where I live, the age of consent is 16.
When crossing...
Dude, stop trying to make your goddamn Super Smash Bros. Final Smash telling people about the goddamn Romeo and Juliet laws, telling people about, the age of consent in your state. I don't care. If you are 19, if you are 22, if you are 30 years old, if you are trying to flirt and outwardly trying to talk in a sexual manner to a 16-year-old, you are a freak. Thank you, everybody. Please continue to read that. I am so sick of people pretending like the canceling police are out to get them at every 2 seconds and constantly being afraid of people who like to talk about the news on the internet and like to talk about the stories that are going on in the internet because they're insane, and then pretending like someone banished you to the 9th realm and suddenly you can't even come back anymore and do what you want to do. You ruined it. You did. And also, as Professor Pippi says here, it is illegal. You can't cross state lines, and this girl did not live in his state. So the 16-year-old, it doesn't matter. You can't keep bringing up the law. No one cares about the law, dude.
Which this is, it is illegal. And now finally, I rest my case.
So, does it get crazier? Yes, it does. Because the Tall Knight has some belief that there are people online who are now absolving him of his crimes. And he's basically, you know, dick riding all of these male YouTubers who talk about stories online. Obviously, he's not going to do that to me because I am fully and completely against him. I don't care how much evidence he brings to the table. The stuff he's lied about and the stuff he has confirmed that he's done is too much for me to even care whether or not the other stuff is true. Yeah, dude, I'm sure that you didn't scam your audience. That's not why I think you're a freak. And I haven't even touched on all the other controversies that people have been talking about in my comments about him. But of course, if I did, he has a refute for it. He has to refute every single thing he's ever done. This dude cannot stop talking. Let me show you this. Watch.
If you haven't seen this video yet, please go watch it. He covers everything that happened without an ounce of bias at all. He overviews everything that happened from a third-party perspective, and he hears the argument against me, and then he watches all the
Take the helmet off, dude. Honestly, like, you're 19 years old. Take the helmet off.
videos that I posted on YouTube in my defense. And his opinion ultimately boils down to the fact that even though obviously I wouldn't do these things that happened on purpose, I'm just handling everything so maturely that it's hard to be on my side.
Why does he say I'm handling everything so maturely that it's hard to be on my side? I think he meant to say he's handling everything so immaturely. Like, that wouldn't make sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. And so he goes on to make this video about how Pyro, like, absolves him from everything, and he doesn't, you know, he looks at everything from whatever point of view. In the comments, the reason the comments are turned off now is because everyone responded and was like, dude, did you really think the Pyro video was on your side? Like, he was not on your side. And he continues to make this point on and on again. You'll see in the next video, but let me just give you a little bit of a clip of what Pyro says right here.
Actually doesn't go on to show like any kind of proof of that. I'll be honest as well, I find it really hard to like sympathize with him because while he's going on about this and how stupid he is and how irresponsible he is, he's throwing up like meme images and stuff on the screen and like sound effects. It really just kind of detracts from how serious this video is meant to be.
I've avoided making a video like this for a long time because you gotta see it from my perspective. Like, if someone started a rumor about you that you fucked your sister, you don't necessarily, you aren't exactly the fastest to correct them and like immediately jump at the opportunity to defend yourself.
So Pyro's video, yes, I'm sure it touches on like every section of what he did and in a very nice and objective way. But at the end of the day, none of that makes anyone feel better about Tall Knight. They still think he's a freak. It doesn't matter. He keeps trying to like absolve himself of these things that nobody actually gives a shit about. No one, like literally nobody is jumping at his throat being like, you scammed your whole audience. No, dude, I don't care. It's the fact that you're being so aggressive towards people who are trying to actually talk about your story. And of course, you're not going to bring up any of the bad shit you do. If you did a bunch of bad shit and you only talk about the good shit you did, it's not going to make me forget about all the bad shit. Honestly, I don't even think the good shit you did was really that great. But then he says this.
Yo, Oompaville made a video about everything that happened. And it's like a half-hour long video, so if you're too lazy to go watch the whole thing, here's like his reaction to each of the things that happened.
In my opinion, this is very clearly he's not a scammer. I don't know why people would say he's a scammer in this instance.
So he makes this case that, you know, if you actually want to watch the 30-minute video, which I don't think he actually watched, because everyone in the comments shows up and says, hey, Oompa and Pyro's videos were not on your side. I'm convinced you didn't watch them. We're just editing parts out. You didn't even watch the full video. Cherry picking is insane. You cut it so hard. He said it's a 30-minute video. You act like I can fit that in a TikTok. And so let's see what Oompaville actually does say at the end of the video about Tall Knight.
This is very inappropriate behavior, in my opinion. When all the pieces are put together, it seems very, 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 very bad, bro. Come on, dude. You can't do that.
Yeah, doesn't really look like he's on your side very much, does he? You can talk about a situation, and this is what's frustrating, because guys like Pyro and guys like Oompa, they take their time to make sure that they can make an accurate assessment based off of what they really believe about the situation. It wasn't really like my video with Ethan, where we specifically were just laughing at the way he responded and then seeing how bad the stuff was that was coming out. I don't think he is worth the effort that Oompaville and Pyro are putting into videos about him. I really don't think that he is deserving of their time to come up with a half an hour video to explain everything that happened. But he still continues to go back on TikTok and misconstrue what these guys are saying, and basically saying that because Oompaville and Pyro are these, you know, made these videos about him, they proved that he actually didn't do anything wrong, which is not the case at all. And I actually learned something interesting because Tall Knight cares so much about these popular male YouTubers who talk about things in like an unbiased way or whatever, you know, according to him, that he actually goes on to talk about one of the leading men in this genre, as Pyro will explain right here, Moist Critical.
He goes on to say that Charlie, Critical, has caught wind of the drama because while he was streaming, he was actually asked about it. And then he goes on to say, like, if Charlie responds and he actually kind of like bodies Tall Knight, then he's actually gonna hang up everything and kind of just quit being Tall Knight forever. Now, I have no idea why Tall Knight would say something like that. I think that is one of the most stupidest things you could ever say. Your conviction shouldn't be based on what an e-celeb says about you. It should be about what your response video actually gave to the audience. He's almost talking about it like him coming out of this on top is basically like playing on a roulette wheel or something. Like, no, it's how much evidence and how much you were able to counter the accusations against you. Not just like, oh, if a big YouTuber talks about it, I hope they're nice or I'm going to quit the internet forever, Lamau. It just comes across as very unprofessional.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree with what he's saying here, which is that if you're trying to make yourself seem innocent, maybe the way of deciding whether or not you stay online shouldn't ride on what one man thinks about this whole situation. It really looks very Reddit guy. He's a Reddit guy, I think. I think this guy's a big Reddit guy. I cannot believe how awful, how terrible he is at refuting anything. If he just sat down and did it in a fucking adult ass way, and he went through the appeal process with TikTok and didn't immediately throw a temper tantrum as a grown man about it, then I don't know. Then maybe you wouldn't be in this situation, but literally everyone's talking about you right now because you are embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself. He seems to be the worst. And he literally posted that video about Oompa's video 17 hours ago. And the stuff from before was like days ago. So this is still going on. This is very much, he has not given up yet. But I will say that I don't really know how you're expecting to make a comeback in your career when all your videos happen to be about all of these horrible things you're doing. And same with your new TikTok. How is anyone gonna, like, what content do you want them to be interested in? He went down from making $1,000 a month to making 587 since our last video.
Hey guys, so this isn't going to be a very long video. This is just going to be a super quick update.
Comments turned off, you know, all the downvotes, the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, that's where I land on this situation. I think he has gotten way too much time and patience from people around him, even though he thinks everyone is handling this so immaturely. Maybe he should look inwards and say, hey, maybe I'm the freak. Maybe I'm the creep. Maybe I'm being a little too defensive about things that I did to other people. Maybe you should take the night helmet off, dude. Maybe you should go get a job. Thank you guys for watching this video. I am going to play Starfield tonight. I really hope it's good. I've been thinking about possibly streaming it. I don't know if He Said Us would be interested in doing He Said Us streams. I don't really know how I feel yet about the streaming thing. I'm going to think about it today, but I am excited to play Starfield. I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, and I suck at that game. My character is just awful, but it is really fun. I'm having a good time. I don't know if you've been catching my last few videos. You should go check out the latest Queef Jerky video. It's a very fun one. I'm really excited about it. Everyone seems to be having a good time watching those videos. And then my last video on Green Is Not Nick is doing great. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support. The past few months has been just life-changing to me and the people around me, and I'm very happy to have this kind of platform where I can literally just talk my shit, wear my goggles, and I got a solo project song for Nick Green. It's coming out September 15th, I think. So 2 weeks from today, actually. I shot a music video with a bunch of people who decided to show up in LA and shoot with me. So some of you watching this are probably in the video. Let me show a second of it here. And that's it. I appreciate you guys. Please follow me on Instagram at NickIsNotGreen if you want to give me video ideas. This one was a fun one. It was a good one. It was a fun and a good one. Yeah. Hey, have a good one. Stay safe. Drive safe too. Please don't look at your phone while you're driving.